thinking that I might be able to dream a little bit. I'm certainly having longer transitions in the semi-awake state, and so I just lie there and cherish that and hold that as a meditative state, and that's good because I don't because usually I just pop up and then just go and it's run off to the bathroom sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that. Jared and I were just talking about that a little bit last night, as far as like the awake and dream and meditative states, and kind of just sitting in stillness, as opposed to like rushing off to do this. Just kind of like you said, it's really a nice feeling that you get when you do take that into consideration.
Oh yeah, that and having nothing to do also just when you're not pressured, if you're not under time constraints, it cuts down productivity but replaces peace of mind. So I want to get more of the scheduling and poking and prodding from friends. So help me, because I keep threatening to do all of these things, and the ideas disappear when other things. Of course, the goldfish effect comes in, right?
Yeah. So we were talking about the nostalgia of this place and how we can detach from that. Is that
Oh yeah, that's
that
my biggest problem. I love stuff so much. Because when I go in and appreciate something, I'm all in. I mean, I finished that Utopia, the UK version. Not I've never seen the American other than that clip of Cusack, but the UK version has been the most incredible television type experience I just binged it the entire 10 hours. And that's incredible shit. We have to break that down. Holy
Where did you
fuck.
find that?
It
Where did
came
you
up on
find?
my YouTube feed a few days, just around the same time that your site showed up, the Journey Points Home, maybe a day or two after. So
and
it's
it's
like a couple of days ago, maybe 3 days ago.
what's the name of it? Because
Utopia?
Just
Utopia.
Utopia, but it's
Does it-
2014, not the 2020 version. The 2014 version and the 2013 were the two seasons they did. They only did two seasons, and that's good because I can't sit through 10 seasons of anything.
Heard that. Yeah, we were talking. That was going to be one of our next videos, so I guess we can make it into this one. Was the nostalgia effect that people hold for this place? That be it the false ego, or I want to come back and fix this, relive that, change this, make it
Oh,
better.
they're really good at making you identifying with things you like, or your desires or your preferences or whatever. They're really good at that.
Because happy cows produce better milk.
Oh yeah, they know that.
So they got to keep the cows fat and happy in order to get better product.
But of course, they have to pepper you with the salts and real good loosh harvests and betrayal and that. But in general, they want to keep you on an even keel. Yeah.
No, I think we need to be on an even keel. They want to keep us oscillating far to the left or far to the right
Yes and
and get
no,
off the
depending
middle
on what they
road.
want from you. They want to get you happy and then stab you in the back. So, because they love betrayal. But I think betrayal is their biggest loosh.
Yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. Happy to
Yeah.
me is so far on the top side, and then they stab you in the back to bring you equally as
Yeah.
far further down. And said we need to figure out how to detach ourselves from that emotional roller coaster. That's what they like to keep us on. Whether doesn't matter what
Yeah.
the means of making the effect is, or causing the effect. How can we be in the middle where it yeah that's rough, and walk on. Let me give an example. A few years ago I would have been really distraught. My aunt just recently died, and I mean it would have really upset me, and now I'm like, I hope she doesn't go into the light.
Yeah,
No.
if I ever, yeah, I keep saying that to either my older friends, well, friends, I don't, acquaintances, I guess, or family. Yeah, I've been using that one. Don't go into the light as a goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and I mean I have too, because before I didn't know any better, and I felt guilty, telling my grandpa when he was dying, your family's there waiting for you, and there's Jesus, he's gonna come get you, which probably their Jesus is. Um, but that was the wrong advice. Yeah.
Amazing grace,
I think it goes back to
how sweet.
recognizing those patterns. It's almost like one day we're successful here at the food truck and we're all doing great, but then the
Yeah.
next day it's like the complete opposite, and it makes us question everything, or it produces an emotion. But if you can recognize that pattern that is happening, because it's not your intention that it's going one way or the other.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
recognizing the unseen that is happening, and when you step into that,
Yeah, it's like a
when you
pendulum like a pendulum trying to regulate you.
Yeah.
exactly.
And make harvest off of us. So now that we're saying all these things that we're saying, and so with us, or for me, is that when we have a super good day, man, I'm super pumped and everything, and then the next day I want it to be super, and guess what happens? Nobody shows up. And so it's the really high highs and low lows. So if I can be stable throughout all of that, then I have wiggled myself completely out of their purview. I'm not feeding them any longer. I'm staying in the middle, and I'm staying centered and in my own power, not being swayed to the left or the right by their circumstances. And eventually they have to quit, is number one. And number two, being aware of their tactics and schemes like that they keep hitting it. It's like I have a picture of a giant hand holding, the bottom of like a water balloon filled with water, and we're needing the flow to come through, and they keep choking it down. Well, now that we realize that, would be incumbent upon us to speak to that thing holding, choking our blessings or blessings or whatever, our free flow of
Yep.
all that should come to us, and command them to release it or let it go.
Well, it's like what Jared and I were talking about yesterday. I don't know if this has made the recording yet, but we had a really good conversation. There was about 7 or 8 of us 2 days ago on the 3rd, and then it was amazing. It was jiving. Everybody was exchanging really good information, making progress, we'll call it. And then yesterday, Jared and I just kind of felt depressed, but like frustrated. And when we were like, let's just chat, let's talk this out, and let's see what we can identify from it. And so we recognized the pattern of these things happening, and we were able to essentially rebuke it from allowing it to continue further. And that's for here. It goes back to that thing I was showing everybody the other day, which was using the system against itself in that little video that I was telling you about. It was a Tron video from the movie Tron, and it was talking about Kevin Flynn and his history and how he goes into it. Because if you remember,
can you give me the link? Can you give me the link to that describer? Because I've seen the first one. I'll watch the second one later, but that specific one, yeah, just drop it in the Telegram or somewhere.
Well, I can just give me a second.
Not now, not whenever.
I'm going to pull up a whiteboard real quick and just show you guys the pictures, because it was a video about Kevin Flynn.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember that.
And this person just,
you had 3 of them lined up.
Yeah. Yep. They skipped over this part, and the thing I took away from it was so it goes into, after being transported to the light cycle arena, Kevin Flynn used his knowledge of the program, meaning we have to know the rules, how they play the games, which is recognizing the patterns. And then the next one was to force one of the enemy combatants to crash into the wall of the arena. Arena means combat, means duality, means positive, negative, and open up an escape route. And it just rang home about recognizing the patterns. And I can't see it any other way. And if we can know their rules and use them in a benevolent, truthful way, then we become invisible or untouchable, if that makes sense.
Yep. Makes perfect sense to me.
I think we got Jared in here somewhere. Yeah, okay, he's in here. Cool. But back to the nostalgia, it just seems like it's the same thing with the soul trap that everybody talks about, the white light, your family, the savior. It's the nostalgia for being connected to those people, and either going back or continuing to be with them when that's not your true your true family, true home, tribe, whatever. And that locks us in here or keeps us recycling, which is the opposite of what we want to do. So it's almost dropping or losing the nostalgia for this place.
Yeah.
Because where we're from is so much, it's just so much more. Like I was telling
Well,
Jared,
I can't speak to that. I can not just hope. I can see that, but I can't speak to it directly, experientially. Yeah, yeah.
well, we can't perceive it here, but we know that we have to know that it exists. I can't perceive it here at all. I just know that.
Yeah,
it,
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
If there's, if we obviously know this place is inverted, it's all negative, low vibration, all that. So that means there's got to be a top side to it, which would be the copy, and we are in the inverted copy. Well, what's that copy coming from? Meaning it is from somewhere else. So like I was telling a friend, if there's school here, okay, it's inverted. Well, that means there's school up in the copy, and it means there's school outside of the copy and the inversion of the copy. So,
yeah, that word, that makes me chill whenever people say school, even if it was in error, whatever. I don't know that it's a prison, and it's a fraud directly.
Well, yeah, but don't look at it in the sense that they present it as a school. Think of it completely differently. Like there's the way we kind of describe it is, okay, if there's school here and all the school is telling you is lies, well then in the true realms, there are something, maybe they're not called schools, maybe they're just called learning centers. And you go there and you could experience on how to garden or how to love unconditionally, or I mean the possibilities are truly eternal, no boundaries. But in here, because our perception is so limited to their construct, we can't perceive it. So knowing this exists obviously means something else exists far greater than what we see here. Because even you can see this in the Dreamtime space, where like some people will have their powers back, or they'll be able to jump from place to place, or have portals and all the things. So there's way more than they're wanting us to know. That's why these meat suits are designed the way they are, is to keep us locked down here, to keep us blind, to keep us veiled, etc.
Yeah.
So it's dropping all that. I mean, to be able to exit, you're going to have to be able, I presume, to say no to anything offered that even remotely resembles this place. Because if you're not able to do that, then the immediate is that intention. Oh, what about skydiving? Or what about going under the ocean there? Zoop, you're going to be back. Your will and intention have to be that strong to carry you through it all. It's like it's like you got all the angels on the left side, you got all the demons on the right side, and you're that guy that's just like walking down that road, and they're both trying to get you to buy their shit, and you got to be able to
clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah, exactly. It's that neutral, man.
That's how I see the world, through literature, television, music, lyrics, because I know everything's a story, everything's a metaphor, everything's a lie, but to get some meaning out of it, it has to be appealing. So yeah,
you're absolutely right.